Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do a fun little get ready with me using some of the products that I've hauled recently, mostly from my Vegas haul, which I just previously posted. Anyway, I thought that would be fun, and before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post videos whenever I can. I try and do them 4 to 5 times a week, and I'm also definitely moving over into Insta stories. So on Snapchat I did a lot of, unboxings, and I would swatch stuff live. Anyway, I'm gonna try and get back into that. I just haven't been feeling Snapchat since their update, so I'm gonna be moving over into Insta stories, and as I get used to that interface, I think I'll be doing that a lot more. So if you're into swatches and unboxings and things like that, then definitely follow me over on Instagram. All of my social media handles are down in my description box. Don't forget to subscribe. Did I say that already? Subscribe. So anyway, let's get into it. I ordered the Ket Cosmetics Fix Powder Foundation off of Muse Beauty Pro. This is like a pro makeup line, and I am not a powder foundation kind of gal, but as you guys know, I am a huge fan of Tara Babies, and she has, or claims to have, dry skin. She says she has dry skin and has been using these powder foundations, and her skin looks amazing. I mean, it looks absolutely flawless. I know the camera can do a lot of nice things for skin, especially lighting and things like that, but her skin looks really, really great. So anyway, that's why I purchased it, and I got it in shades N2 and N3 because I was not sure which shade I was. And she uses 2 also, and it's kind of a nice way if you're into sort of sculpting your face before even going in with contour. It's kind of nice to have different shades. So I want to go in with this powder foundation, but because it's powder, I like to conceal first. So I'm going to go in with my concealer, my Chanel Longwear concealer, and I'm just going to put some around my eyes where I have a lot of discoloration, and just work that in with my finger. All right, okay, before we go any further, I'm going to put on some lip balm. I've been using my new-ish Jo Malone English Mint and Ginger lip care before makeup because it's a little like thin. It's not quite as thick as some other lip balms I have, and I need it to absorb fairly quickly. I'm looking down at my pile of stuff here, and this is one of the things that I hauled. This is the Bobbi Brown All Over Glow, and I am really loving this product. I'm wondering if I should put this on before the powder or after, because I know it does work over powder really well. Well, why don't we try it, right? We're just here to try. So it's one of those great bottles. It reminds me of the Tom Ford foundation and primer bottles. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pump some out onto the back of my hand. And this is squalene based, so it is extremely hydrating, and it has a really, really interesting kind of gel-like consistency. It's just really, really cool. So I'm using my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate brush and just picking up a little product and just putting this where I would normally highlight. It has a really fun, pretty like highlighting quality to it, but a lot of the highlighting quality comes from like the texture of this, that it's like glossy, not so much from like metallic bits. So it's really, really pretty. Very, very natural. So it definitely goes on the skin a little bit, what's the word? It's not quite tacky, it's not really oily. It's like almost like a tacky gel. So I'm gonna thin that out a little bit with my Zoeva Face Shape Brush, the number 110 brush. And I'm just going to kind of work that into the skin a little bit more. I believe this Bobbi Brown product is limited edition, and it was difficult for me to find this. So if I'm able to find this online, I will definitely link to it down below. All right, let's go in with the powder foundation now. So I'm going to start with the N2 shade, which is a little bit lighter than N3. Let me just show you what N3 looks like. So here is N2 and here is N3. So there's quite a bit of a jump there. I've worn this foundation twice now, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Powder, if you're not used to powder foundations, they definitely take a little getting used to. I just feel like I never know when to stop. Like I'll pat some on and I'm like, is that enough? And I'll pat some more on and I'm like, is this just gonna get too dry looking? Anyway, I think there definitely is a learning curve if you're not used to powder foundations. So I'm gonna go in with the Sonia G Face 1 brush, and this brush is meant for mineral foundations, powder foundations like this. I've been basically just picking a product by tapping the brush in the pan here. Not so much sweeping, just kind of pouncing it, shaking off any excess, and then I'm just going in and pouncing it on my skin. So I'm not doing a lot of sweeping motions. I've just been pouncing it at first. Okay, so all I did was pounce that powder in. I haven't gone in and buffed at all. I want to go in with the darker shade, the N3 shade, and I want to start to warm up my face a little bit using this. And, you know, my forehead, and I think most people's foreheads, are naturally darker, so I'm going to pounce it on my forehead. I'm also going to pounce it where I would normally contour a bit, so just around the perimeter of my face here and underneath my cheekbone. You obviously don't need to do this. If you only get one color, you don't need to start sculpting out your face with your powder foundation. And then I'm just going to bring it down my neck here. And now I'm going to go back in with the N2. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of the product, and I'm just going to buff it into my skin. Very, very lightly. My bristles are barely touching my skin. I just want to work it in a little bit just to make it a little bit smoother looking. So this powder foundation definitely builds up very, very quickly. And I feel like if maybe you've gone in a little bit too heavily, you can just kind of keep buffing it out, and it starts to smooth out really, really nicely. All in all, I do like this as a powder foundation if you want a bit of coverage. It's pretty good for that. Bobbi Brown All Over Glow. I think that works nicely underneath. You can still see a bit of that sheen coming through the powder there, which is nice. It really keeps the powder from looking a little bit too dry, I think. So this was really nice. I think any sort of illuminating primer or anything like that would work really nicely underneath. I did not purchase any new bronzer, so I'm going to go in with an oldie but goodie. I actually have not used this bronzer in a very long time. This is the Hourglass Ambient Luminous Bronze Light. I'm kind of feeling the warm bronzer these days. It got up to like 90 degrees this past weekend. So yeah, so summer is here in Vegas. A lot of products. I'm going to place it down first. And I'm using my Sonia G Sculpt 1 brush. I forgot how pigmented this bronzer is. So at Chanel, I also hauled this Burnt Coral blush color. I do love the Chanel blushes, and I don't have the shade. And this reminded me of that Charlotte Tilbury burnt shade that I love so much. That's in her Beauty Glow palette. Is it Beauty Glow? The third one, her one Instant Look in a palette. So it's not the same, but it just reminded me of it, and I can't wait to try it. I'm gonna go in with my Tom Ford number 6 blush brush. I'm gonna go in very lightly because this is a very dense brush. Ooh, God, it picked up a lot of product. Let's tap that off. And I'm going to just pounce it. I'm actually going to spread that out a little. I think that was good for both cheeks there. And blend. Oh, God, that's heavy. That is heavy. Just going to wipe this brush off on a towel and get some of that excess blush off, because that's a lot of blush. And buff that in. God, I love Chanel blushes. Look at that. Diffused, like, instantly. Not patchy, not funky. All right. And then, I've already done a whole video on this, but I'm going to go in with the NARS new highlighting palettes. I'm going to use the Fort de France. I've already worked pretty hard into this highlighter. You can see I've really gone in a little heavy there. Oh, someone commented, one of my viewers commented that they purchased this, I think France maybe? Well, it's a different country, not in the US, and they found that their Fort de France highlighter was really glittery. I haven't gotten a chance to respond if you're watching. I think that's very, very odd. This highlighter, I mean, obviously you can see, is not glittery at all. I don't know why they would make a different formula, change it up, and I think one of their claims for this highlighter is that it's not glittery, is that there's just a sheen. So I think that would be very, very weird. If you find it glittery, I would just, hopefully you can just return it, because that doesn't seem right at all. So next let's go in with my Sisley 3-in-1 Brow Architect. I think that's the name of it. It's not on here anywhere. But this is just their eyebrow pencil. And I've been loving this because I love the color of this. It is a dark brown. It's so dark that it's almost black. So I've been using this a lot lately. A lot of the other eyebrow products that I have are much softer. They're much more brown, you know, which is nice on some days, but my hair is really, my eyebrows at least, are really dark. And I don't like when you can see the brown underneath. It just looks, to me, it just looks very unnatural. So while this may be a heavier look, I feel like it looks a little bit more natural. Does that make sense? It's so funny, I've gotten comments about my eyebrows where people are like, do you even do anything with your eyebrows? Basically, like, they look like shit. And, you know, it's hard for me to color them as dark as it is to color them in or whatever's in vogue these days. Because again, I'm still thankful that I came away with any eyebrows left after basically coming up. You know, I was in college in the early 90s. And we plucked them, I mean, I just wanted to like wax them all off, literally, and just, you know, draw a line in or whatever. Thank goodness I had good friends and they didn't let me do that. But the eyebrows these days that I see walking around, I'm like, it's terrifying. It's terrifying to me. So anyway, I'm trying to get into it and kind of fill in my brow more, make them look a little bit healthier. But it's a challenge for me. Like, this eyebrow right now looks so dark and gigantic to me, but I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go with it. Alrighty, so eyebrows are done, basically. I'm just gonna ignore them. And what else did I haul? I also got, I got some shadows at Chanel, some of their Illusion d'Ombre shadows. I got New Moon and I don't even know, number 90. I'm gonna use this New Moon one because it looks really pretty. I also got some Bobbi Brown singles. I got this Camel color, which is like a great kind of warm transition shade. I got this color Cement, which is one of their sparkle eyeshadows. So pretty. It's like a topper shade. And then I purchased also one of their Luxe eyeshadows in High Octane. I wanted all of these, but they did not have a lot of these in stock, so I just went and got this one. It's kind of purpley. I think what I'll do is I'll lay down the New Moon all over. We'll start there, see what happens. I've been loving the Worker 2, the Sonia G Worker 2 brush for cream shadows. So I'm just going to go in and pick up some of this product and just put this all over my lid. This is a very glittery shade. Oh my god, this is so pretty. That is so pretty. Holy shite. Wow. Now that is an eyeshadow. That is so pretty. Let's just try some of this gold. Let's just layer it right on top. So this is that one I can't pronounce, Convoy Tease. I'm just going to put some, the inner corners here. I'm not usually an all over sparkle kind of gal, but these shadows are really hard to resist. They are so beautiful and so easy. This is like an instant eye look. Should I try this Camel color? This seems a little warm and a little dark. All right, I'm gonna go into this Camel shade, even though I feel like it may be too dark and too warm, but I do wanna try it. I'm gonna tap in really lightly with my blending brush, just to give that a little bit of depth. That actually doesn't look that bad. That looks pretty cool. I like that. And it kind of like brings together the whole bronze situation over here. And then what I think I'm going to do is use this Builder 1 brush and go into this Luxe eyeshadow. I know you can use these wet, but I want to see the effect it has just on the outer V here, dry. That was a bit darker than I thought. This has a really nice dark black kind of base to this color. It's very mysterious. I'm going to go back in with my blending brush here and just blend that out a bit. So I also hauled the Tom Ford Eye Kohl Intense in Bruise, which is a very dark purple color, like plum color. Just going to tightline, waterline. I think I'll tightline also, but right now I'm waterlining. All right, eyeliner is on. I I think I'm gonna forego mascara. I just can't be bothered with it today. I don't feel like curling my lashes and then having them eventually fall, and then, yeah, so I'm gonna forego that. So I'm gonna go in with some lipstick. I have this color from Bobbi Brown. This was actually a gift with purchase. This is one of their new crushed lip colors, and this is in Ruby. I think I need something cooler. I also hauled a bunch of Tom Ford lip colors because I'm like a masochist. I got Devore and Sugar Glider, and I think these will actually work really well. So this is Devore, and then Sugar Glider is a little bit more mauve in tone. It's a little bit more purpley. So I think I'm gonna go with Sugar Glider. All right, so thanks for getting ready with me and hanging out with me, trying on all this new stuff that I hauled. I'm loving, obviously, everything that I got. It's great. This powder foundation, I am really like surprised at how much I like it. I also am doing another full day wear test for another powder foundation, and I'm loving that one too. I think this could be the season of powder foundations for me because I can't get over how easy it is. You know, liquid foundations are, you know, they're a little bit more high maintenance. You got to pump them out. You got to make sure it's like blended in right. I don't know. The powder foundation I think is really simple. I think it really simplifies my life. So, loving the Ket foundation and loving all the other products that I got. I love this look that I came up with. I think it's a little bit glam for every day, but I don't feel like I look outrageous. I love these Bobbi Brown Luxe shadows, and these Chanel potted shadows. I just love them so much. New Moon. Yeah, New Moon. That's the first one I put down. Oh my God, that is amazing. So anyway, thanks again so much for hanging out with me. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and helping me get ready. I had a lot of fun trying out my new stuff. So don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.